Yo,
Yo, what's good, my dude?
what's going on, my brother? How you?
I'm all good. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. It's crazy. When I did my first live IG conversation at 6 o'clock, people was
Hmm.
in my comments was like, "Yo, when's Montana getting on? When's Montana?" I'm like, "Yo, he coming on at 7 o'clock." They was like, "Oh, we'll be back."
Okay,
I was
that's
like,
what's up.
"Damn."
That's what's
It's
up.
like two or three people. I was like, "Well, damn, he coming, he coming." But nah, man, I appreciate you checking in with me, man. This is the Making Plays combo, and really, we're just gonna be talking about all the plays that you were making before the pandemic, what you're
Okay.
doing now, and what you're gonna be doing once things hopefully go back to normal. But I always like to
Right.
ask, how are you and your people doing? How are your kids doing?
Yeah, we all good, man. I just got with my sons not too long ago.
Okay.
Um, I got two sons and I got a daughter for people that don't know.
Right.
But other than that, man, we chilling, man. We working, doing different things. I can't get to my both of my sons play basketball
Mm.
and play football as well, but basketball is like their main thing. And
Mm.
since we don't have access to the gym really like that anymore, we've been doing a lot of other things like, um, basketball drills outside
Right.
and, just lifting and working out and our curls and planks and all that type of stuff. So, we staying busy and not letting time pass us up, or go to waste and things like that. But
Nah, that's real.
as far as me, right now, I'm wrapping up my Rap God album.
Yeah.
It was originally supposed to drop May 20th, but this is my last solo album too, so I didn't want it to be. I want to drop it, and I can't tour and reach out to my fans and
Right.
connect with them how I usually do once my album is hot and it's buzzing at its peak and stuff like that. So I said I'm gonna just wait until this whole lockdown stuff is over with, and then I'm announce a official release date and things like
Yeah.
that, so we can put it out the right way and stuff like that. But other than that, I'm wrapping that up. I'm working on my first book, and
Yeah.
other than that, it's just me, my kids, and just me working on the future, man.
Man, you're always working, bro. You're always putting together dope plays. I mean, you dropped the Momo record last month.
Yeah,
The Cold Day in Hell project earlier this year. I like that John Morant, by the way,
thanks,
man.
man.
That
Appreciate it.
freeze tag.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I'm gonna tell
Then
my
of
guy.
course, the appearances on TV, but we'll get into that later, man.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy that you talk about moving around because that's where we met last summer. You came through the Pandora ATL office. I didn't know too much about you at that time, but I was so impressed with our conversation.
Right.
I did the research, man, and just the fact that you've been doing this for over 10 years, 8 albums solo,
Uh,
all independent. I just got to take
right.
my hat off to you, bro, because
Appreciate it,
not a
man.
lot of people could say they do that
Hmm.
for one, and the ones that can do it, can they say they're doing it successfully like you? So
Right, right,
I
right.
just want to salute you. But you said this is going to be your last solo project. Why?
Yeah. I feel I'm just getting really into other things. It's not anything like I'm tapping out or I'm giving up or anything like that. Like some people think that's what it is. But like I said, I'm working on my first book. I got a couple movie scripts I'm doing and stuff right now, and it's just a new chapter really in my life. I feel like I got the rap shit like that's just so easy to me, and right now, and it's like
Mm,
I feel like I have really nothing else to prove or anything like that as far as being a rapper or MC or which is a master of ceremony and things like that. And
right.
so yeah, I'm just just taking my stuff to another level. I know everybody that listens to rap or that is fans of hip hop may not be able to understand my level of music. And the way I like to describe my music too is I just inspire people to think for themselves. And there's some
Right.
people that literally will run away from that. Like, man, I'm not trying to put two and two together or figure out how he said this one thing and I got the person next to me explaining to me how it means two, three, and four other things. It's some people that don't want to do that. So it's some people that just need things spoon fed to them and just wants to see something that's just floating on the surface the whole time. And I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So that's why I make sure sometimes I do put some simplistic things in my music that people just, don't need anybody to narrate or break down for them. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I feel like getting into the books and things like that, you don't have to worry so much about rhyming, and I can really go into depth and break down a lot of the significance of things that I talk about or things that I have talked about, in my music and in my craft. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a lot of people that who do appreciate my my craft that will definitely appreciate these books that I have on the way.
Well, I
Yeah.
can't say about your music. You definitely are versatile as far as your approach. You can
Mm-hmm.
make the music for quote unquote the masses, as you
Right,
say,
right,
so people could digest it easier. But then
right.
you get on your shit. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
it's true.
saying?
It's true. You got to be
So
able to get out of people's reach sometimes.
yeah, and then you make stuff for the ladies too.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, there's not a lot of artists that can master all of those crafts in one. Can you give us any idea what the book is going to be about or the overall view of it?
Well, the overall book of the overall view of the book will be basically it's going to be a self-improvement book.
Okay.
So whoever is interested in, becoming a better version of themselves, I think the book would be great for them. It's going to touch on a lot of the like more meaningful and deeper lyrics that I have, and it'll break down the significance of those and the substance and content within them. And I would just be sharing some of my stories or things that inspired me to come up with certain lines that people may have heard, but don't know that it's actually stories behind these things. So I'll share some of my stories and some of my beliefs and some of my reasons within. You know what I'm saying? So people could kind of understand me more and understand how my brain works. And it's gonna be a lot of stuff in there, things and advice. Cause I got certain lines and stuff that I leave and put in my music. That's for my children, you know what I'm saying? That's specifically for my sons and specifically for my daughter. But I'm aware that some of these lines and some of the music, when I do this, may fall on the ears of other kids who don't have a father or don't have a big homie in their life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I got certain things and stuff like that. So it'll probably help a lot of people too with like parenting and or just being a big brother or just being able to. I try to make sure my music sometimes too. I point out my flaws, or my mistakes that I made while walking in life, because a lot of people think that, oh, this person's famous, this person is this, so whatever they say is law, whatever they say is right. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we're all human.
Yeah.
Like I was telling people, people got the Jordan and LeBron debate going on every day, all day. Wake up to it, go to sleep to it. Yep. And it's just like, and people have to understand everybody has their opinions. To where my favorite boxer is Mike Tyson. He's my all-time favorite boxer.
Okay,
number one for me. And I just like I love his style. I love his mentality. His approach to the game. I got him over anybody when he was prime Mike.
Okay.
I just don't see anybody matching him. You know what I'm saying? From the quickness, the power, the footwork, you know what I'm saying, to his build, as big as his thighs was, how low he is, how explosive he is, and I just don't see anybody matching that really, in my opinion. But I watched him have an interview, and it was talking about Floyd and Pacquiao possibly fighting one day, and he said that remember everybody was saying Mayweather is scared of Pacquiao.
Yep.
Okay,
I remember that.
So everybody was saying that, and I heard Tyson say if they fight each other, Pacquiao is going to hurt Mayweather, like he's really going to hurt him and beat him. So I was like, damn, so that could possibly be true. But everybody would think, since Tyson is, won belts and have so much experience, he'll be right over Montana 300 when it comes to anything about boxing. Now, my opinion was different. I felt like, Pacquiao wouldn't be able to beat Mayweather. He won't hurt Mayweather. And when they finally fought, I was right and Tyson was wrong. But that doesn't mean that I know more about boxing than Tyson. You see what I'm saying? So I tell people at the end of the day, we all have opinions. And I have a quote too that I say, the thing, hope, faith, belief, and worrying all have one thing in common, and that is that they all die when fact presents itself. So it's like, no matter what, like you might think you have belief that Mayweather's gonna win. I have belief that Pacquiao is gonna win.
Right.
But all that belief, it dies when fact is present. You know what I'm saying? I can get a phone call and be worried to death, like, oh my God, I heard my brother was in a car accident, and I'm worried about him. I just pray and I hope he's okay. Yeah. But when I get the phone call and they say, yeah, bro, I'm cool, then all that hope it's dead now. Like, okay, I know he's okay. I could be worried sick. Oh, my daughter, she's 16 years old. She's never been out this late, 12 a.m. I'm so worried about her. I hope she's okay. You know, I just need to know that she's living and breathing, blah, 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 blah. And when she
Right.
walks in the door looking like her regular self and nothing's wrong with her, all that worrying dies. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's how solid. That's why I don't like when people say it comes down to what you believe. No, because you wouldn't allow that shit. If somebody was blaming your kid for a murder, you wouldn't just say it comes down to what the other person believes. Treat
Right.
my son how you want to treat him. Like, no, there's a such thing as a truth. There's a such thing as a fact. We're just trying to really get to what the fact is. And when people understand that and know that fact and reality has no favoritism, then it can never possibly only come down to what you believe or what I believe. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just think the book will kind of go into a lot of my own philosophies and my reasoning, and I think it'll help a lot of people understand me more, because I still get messages every day. Do you really believe in God? Or what do you believe in? Or are you this? Or what do you follow? And blah, 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 blah. You know, and I can feel like I explain myself so much through my music, but it's obviously still people out there that don't really understand. And I think it'll give people a lot of a good insight into my brain and how I operate and why I work and move the way and think the way that I think. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So that's basically it.
That's profound right there, man. When do you think the book is going to drop? Do you have a date yet?
I can't really say, because this will be my first book. So
that's
after
exciting,
this,
man.
I'll kind of have, you know, the ropes of everything. And I just want this to be so perfect for my fans, because for years I've been having people saying, man, you should write a book. You should write a book. Man, could you do this? Could you do this? Or something deep. Well, I might say a super deep line in one of my songs, or 4 deep lines back to back. And I just tell myself, like, man, this is so book worthy. You know, right now, like, off of these 4 lines alone, I could break down so many pages. You know what I'm saying? If I really dug deep into this and really dissected this stuff for people. But, you know, I got to finish this song and, you know, kind of keep it short. So I just got to, you know, there's be times like that though. So I can't really say when, but I hope to get it out. I plan to get it out early 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds phenomenal. Let's talk about the filming stuff that you want to do, because obviously you've been on a couple of shows, made an appearance on Empire and the Quad. But from what you're telling me, it seems like you want to get more behind the camera.
Yeah. I want to get more behind the camera. I want to write. I have a lot of twists and turns, you know, the way from metaphorically to because it's like a level when you have this idea and you watch your stuff manifest into what you wanted it to be. And it's like, I can say 30 to 60 metaphors in a 5-minute to 6-minute song if I want to. But it's like, imagine if I could take one dope or crucial metaphor and just make that into a movie, to where y'all get the twist at the end and it's just fucking people up so much. Like, damn, how do you ever think of that? Okay, now I'm seeing what connected the dots. 2 + 2 + 2 + 2 + 2 +, and it's like, this dude is, and I just feel like I have a mind like that, to where I would really captivate a lot of people when it comes to writing a movie, and I don't have to worry about rhyming. All I have to do is make sense and then do the twist. Like, I think it'll just be super dope, and I think I can teach a lot of lessons, and you know, through dialogue period alone. But when I got dialogue and the actual action and actors who know how to display different feelings and emotions, I feel like it'll just take me so next level. And of course, I'll always be able to incorporate my own music in my own movies, so that'll always be good too. So I could probably really do soundtracks and give my fans certain other things that they didn't expect and stuff like that.
Okay, so y'all gonna continue to put out music. You say you're not gonna put out another
I
solo
got artists,
solo.
So they'll feature on artist shit. I probably might still do a remix or something here for my fans, shit like that. But, you know, I do this for them though. You know, this shit is bigger than me, bro.
I'm sure they definitely appreciate that. And I know there's a lot of artists on the check-in, especially independent artists. And there's always the back and forth debate on whether you should remain indie or sign with a major label. I know you've been personally offered all types of situations, but you've never taken them. But you've remained independent nonetheless. Why was that important to you? Why do you think artists should maintain their independence, or should they go with the label? What do you think?
It's really just whatever an artist prefers. Like, I had somebody tell me that they don't mind going into debt. They like, you know, that being in debt is not the worst thing in the world. And I'm like, I don't feel that lightly about it.
Right.
All my life, period, from even when I was in the streets, like, I never had a car note or anything in my life. Like I hate owing people. I don't want anybody looking at me upside my head like, yeah, that's cool, but what about the shit you owe me? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. That's just not how I operate. And there's some people who don't mind. Like you got people really out there that doesn't mind asking every person they see for $1. You got some people out there that's like, I'm not asking nobody for shit. I'm finna go try to work for my shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like I can't even bring myself to ask somebody for some money. It's some people that just feel different ways. So it's just, it's a saying that says the devil you know is worse, is always better than the devil that you don't know. Yeah. And what I'm saying is, like, you know yourself, so you know what you need to work on. You know what you need to do. But you don't know about this strength. You don't know what the fuck they got going on. You don't know what they need to work on. You don't know their hidden intentions and things like that. You see what I'm saying? Right. And I made a tweet today that said, if I walk by myself, at least I know I'm walking with somebody I can trust. And that's real, bro. And it's just basically like that. Like, it's a lot of people that made a lot of big mistakes by trusting or thinking that this record label offer was like something sent from God. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got women that go to church. How many, like, do you see more women in church or men in church? Women, definitely. Okay, now out of the men in church, how many men do you think are in church praying for God to send them a good woman? Now how many women in church do you think pray to God and say, God, send me a good man? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a woman's life is love and a man's love is life. So that's why you could take 100 men, 100 women in a building, and you can ask 100 men and say, where do you see yourself in the next 5 or 10 years? And the majority of those men are going to say, owning my own business, doing this, running that, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Doing this with my kids and, coaching this and blah, 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 blah. You running shit, ruling shit. You know what I'm saying? And you ask women that same question, and probably over 90 of them women are going to say married, somewhere married. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when it's all about people's hopes. Like, people pray, and I out everybody I met in my life, I never heard nobody other than myself say this about God. I try to be considerate of his feelings because, and I feel like everybody else isn't. If somebody only calls you when they want something, what do we call them? Phony. Right? You only call me when you fucking asking for some money. You only call me when you need a ride. You only call me, like, you don't call me to say, hey, bro, I'm just calling to see if you need anything. I was just calling to check up on you and just, see if you're still breathing, blah, 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 blah. See how, I heard you lost. Imagine losing a kid. They got to be heartbreaking. So if we can sit around and agree that we're all God's children, then how heartbroken do you think God is every day with all these children dying? But does anybody ever pray and be like, hey, man, I know you probably had a hard day with everybody that got killed today, such and such, such and such. No, because the way God is introduced to us is, that's the guy you call when you want something real bad. That's the guy when you've done so much on your own and you feel like you still need some done, you call him and be like, man, can you do this? Can you do that? And it's like people are never considerate about how he feels. Like you have no right to be mad at God when bad things happen because he never told you he could watch over everybody at the same time. You see what I'm saying? So how can you be mad at me for something I never promised you? If we do die and there is no heaven, then what? How could you be mad at me when I'm not the one that promised you that? You see what I'm saying? And I just never met anyone who talks and thinks that type of way. Like, who's to say that God is not dead and has had an expiration date, just like every other creator? All good things come to an end. What goes up must come down. Where there's a start, there's a finish. All good things come to an end, except God. Like, I created kids, but even though I'm the creator, I'm going to die one day. I have an expiration date. My grandfather passed. Just because he had an expiration date, does that mean I should not be thankful for him anymore? You see what I'm saying? Like, yes, I'm still thankful for him. That doesn't mean I should be like, fuck over the rest of his kids and be about myself. Because if he was here, I would still be doing right by him. You see what I'm saying? And without him, there would be no me. So possibly God may have had an expiration date. Maybe that's why all this rape and killing is going on, and you don't see God coming out of the sky to stop it. You see what I'm saying? Because you best believe that if my daughter is getting raped, either I wasn't there and I didn't know about it, or it's happened over my dead body. But
Right.
anybody that knows Montana 300 and knows how I'm a loving father, how unconditional loving father I am, they should know damn well I'm not sitting around watching my daughter getting raped talking about, oh, I got a big old plan later on that y'all just don't understand. Let her keep getting raped every day. Like, nobody can convince me that God is watching child pornography 24/7 and he has some big plan later on. If a woman wouldn't let a man who she's living with and married do that to their kids, then you would and tell you, oh, I got a reason why I'm letting this rape happen. You just don't understand. If you wouldn't let a man get away with that, don't let somebody get away with telling you that about God, because nothing about that is godly.
You said a lot right there, man.
So my book is gonna be dope though. It's so much shit I could probably talk to you for hours about certain shit that I got going.
You said a lot right there, man.
Yeah, but that's people though. But going back to that terminology and that thinking, it goes all the way back to record deals. A woman might find a new man and be like, "Oh God, I think you didn't send me the right one. He's doing good. You know, I like the way he's talking to me." And it's the same thing. A artist that's trying to come up in the game that we want a record deal. So when that first label reached out, it's like, man, God did it. He answering my prayers, you know? So you think this is an act of God. And then later on, when the woman sees that church woman sees that this guy fucked her over, where does she go? She runs right back to church. You know, God, why do you keep sending me these men? Why am I keep running into these bad men? You know? But record artists, once you sign that contract, you just can't be like, oh, fuck that label and just go run back to your regular days. No, you stuck in the contract now. Like, people don't even know that right now, the record business is so fucked up that they're giving nothing but 360 deals right now. Really? People don't know that the artists that's not mainstream artists, big artists, they're suing. These labels are suing their own artists for not giving them they have or the 360 deals. Like, it's artists that's doing little pop-ups, not full performances, but little pop-ups, 5,000, 10,000 here and there.
Right. And
then when the label finds out about it, it's like, okay, we're suing you. So the artist is like, okay, I made $5,000. I want the $2,500. And guess what the label is saying? Oh no, you breached contract. We want all the damn money back.
Damn.
So we suing you. But they're not going to do that to the big artists like Chris Brown's and people that's already super established. But a lot of these artists that have small fan bases and y'all don't know about yet, or under 1 million views, under 1 million followers, who has record deals, they're getting fucked over right now. And it's easy for record labels to find artists in that caliber who they can fuck over and nobody really hear about them because they never was really known. You see what I'm saying?
Damn. Yeah.
So it's all a fucking game, and this is my life. This is my music. This is my life. I don't got time to play no games with people. Y'all seen how Straight Outta Compton when they was playing games with them, and Ice Cube went there with the baseball bat and fucked up their office. So they got smarter. They got smarter than that and say, hey, we're going to get a building that has maximum security downstairs. Our floor is going to be on this floor, way at this, so somebody just can't walk in here and fuck our shit up. Because these niggas is crazy once they find out the truth. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they just won't answer the phone for you. It'll be like almost trying to find a judge who gave your family member a life sentence. Like, dude, you're not going to see me creeping in and out of this building that I work in, you know what I'm saying, just by myself, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. So, I don't play with my life. I don't play. I watched in 2013 when Birdman Wayne had that thing where they kind of fell out. And Wayne made those tweets, and he said, I want to apologize to my fans and apologize to myself. He said, most of all, I want to apologize to my family for even putting us in this situation. Now he's talking about signing the contract from either way back in the day or whatever new ones he had signed along the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like people have to understand that you put in yourself. I got a song on my album called "The Boy That Never Sold His Soul," and it's talking about a lot about this. But it says sometimes we let our imagination get us into so much trouble. Like we can picture ourselves with all this money. We can picture ourselves shitting on our haters. You know what I'm saying? We can picture ourselves pulling up to the hood in this nice car, or doing this, getting our mama this big house. But boy, y'all don't know what y'all in for, how much other shit y'all didn't picture that's going to come along with that. And like I say, sometimes you just gotta. Sometimes the hard way or the longer way is the safer way and the best way. You know what I'm saying? And like, what's the point of having all this knowledge when you can't put it to work? You know what I'm saying? Like, J. Cole for so long was telling people, you know, shouldn't have signed the deal, don't do this, independence the way, blah, 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 blah. But it's too late for J. Cole. So I actually felt sorry for him when he was trying to warn people and tell people this. But people don't want to hear that. Like, I had a family member even tell me, man, I think you should sign. I don't think it'll happen to you. Like, that's what everybody else thought. I'm human. That's like saying, yeah, everybody, we go out here and have sex unprotected. I don't think an STD can happen to me. Like, dude, you're human too. This shit can happen to you. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand what the fuck you getting yourself into here. So, yeah, that's just basically it, man. Some people might need a record label because they might have a great voice but don't know how to write good music. You see what I'm saying? So maybe a record label can supply that for you. You know what I'm saying? Some people might, you know, have a good voice or know how to rap but don't have any producers. And a record label might be able to supply that for you. Some people might have a great talent, but they don't have anybody real around them. Like, as far as homies to be in a video or people that's going to ride with them. And they might need security around, real security around, like the Mayweather 6ix9ine type security. You know what I'm saying? At all times, because they don't have any homies or friends, you know, they might have been working on their craft and they're lonely, you know what I'm saying? And been to themselves, you know what I'm saying? So it's some people that might need some of the things that record labels can provide for them, you know what I'm saying? So I do understand that. But me, like, I've kind of figured out a way to lean on my lyricism. If that makes sense. Like, I dropped the #2 rap album next to Drake in 2016 with just my lyrics. No major radio play, no nothing, just my lyrics. You know what I'm saying? No famous people giving me shout outs. Like, I see famous people get into it all the time. Like, hey, when you dropped your album, I told my fans to go buy it, and he didn't post my album. It's like, I never had that. I never had nobody famous saying go get my bro Montana, you know, new album and shit like that. But so I don't give a fuck. I'm used to doing things on my own, getting things done on my own. I never waited on no man. Time waits for no man. So why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just when you have that mentality, it's like, I'm used to being against the odds. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, it's almost like, I remember watching when Derrick Rose got put out by the Heat, and LeBron was with the Heat. It's like, this is some amazing shit when you can see this guy that's 6'3", going against 3 other guys, Wade, Bron, and Bosh, who's taller than him, and he's actually hanging with him. Like, imagine somebody said, you want to go watch this one-on-one fight, or you want to go watch this good-ass fight when this short dude is fighting 3 monsters. Yeah. And he's actually hanging with them. Like, it's a fucking good fight. Like, that shit is... So that's really how I feel about myself. You know, like, I feel like I can float. I can do what I want. I have my own freedom. I almost don't like talking this type of way when I'm around famous artists who do have deals, because I know they're not in my shoes and they can't really... They almost have to force themselves to relate, or it kind of might make them feel guilty, you know, or think about a mistake that they might have made. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I really try not to bring it up too much when I'm around them, because I don't want anybody to, you know, feel some type of way. Like, we are human, we all make mistakes. I understand that and stuff like that. But, you know, it's my job to warn people, you know, that haven't made that mistake yet. You know, whether they listen or not, you can't say you haven't heard. You know what I'm saying? Right. I think people will appreciate me later on, after I'm done and after I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? For even just taking the time out to say that to them. It's a lot of people that need to hear that. A lot of us didn't grow up listening to people who was warning us about things like that, especially throughout their craft. You know, some people don't want to hear shit unless it's on the song. They don't want to hear shit in the interview. But when they hear in the song, it's something they can repeat. It's something that rhymes. It sound cool. It's like, oh, that ain't might listen. So that song, "The Boy That Never Sold His Soul," is basically for those artists who need to hear that.
Man, you dropped a lot of gems, bro. Yeah, I learned a lot myself, and I'm not even an artist. So
that's what's up.
Nah, I appreciate you, my brother.
That's all love, bro.
Nah, man, I appreciate your time and much success on the album. You know, the book, the film. Just keep inspiring, keep educating us, because we need more brothers like you. We need more brothers that will speak, you know, speak from their perspective and speak from a perspective of experience. You know what I'm saying? You're not just saying you're not just saying go the independent route, but you actually walk that walk and you're talking that talk. Exactly. So definitely appreciate you, my brother. And once we're able to move around again, gotta come back to the Pandora office. All right?
No doubt, man. No doubt.
All right, be safe out there, man. Much
All right.
success to you. Thank you
Already,
again.
man. Much love, man.
See you
Rap God.
later.
Yep.